how to invest in Bitcoin. And I want to give you some top tips to a winning strategy. So what are we going to talk about today? We are going to talk about the Bitcoin phenomena. You know, what is it all about? Everybody's been hearing Bitcoin, Bitcoin. What is it? Why do you have to invest in Bitcoin? We're going to talk about different modes of investment. So if you want to invest in Bitcoin, how do you go about it? What vehicles do you use? Then I will give you a few tips, which you can see. Few tips on how to do develop a winning strategy for Bitcoin. So example of those tips, like pay attention to your Bitcoin safety, start small rather than big, have a buy and hold mentality. Okay, so without further ado, let's move forward. All right, and later on we conclude. So let's start with this Bitcoin phenomenon. Okay, so Bitcoin is possibly the most fashionable investment of the past decade. It has appreciated in value by anything from 707,000% to just shy of 1 billion%. 1 billion%, right? Over the last 10 years or so. Either way, it's one of the best performing financial assets in recent history. All right, quickly look at it. This is 2011, right? It started before even 2011, started around 2009. At that time, even from this chart, you could see you are looking at something like $12. Yeah, that's 2011. That's 10 years ago. About $12 you were looking at. But as at the close, I think I took this yesterday, I think, or today, either today or yesterday, 50,000. So you can see the phenomenon they are talking about. All right. But while Bitcoin is certainly the talk of the town, much of the remains shrouded in mystery. It's still a mystery to us. It's not clear to newcomer how best to invest in the cryptocurrency, with banks and most mainstream brokerage platforms refusing to handle it. Plus, its price swings can be frighteningly volatile by the standards of traditional stocks and bond market. So it is very, very volatile. I mean, if you go into Bitcoin, it's like you are in a train. A train that fly like aeroplane, like 500 miles an hour, supersonic. It goes up and it comes down within few minutes or 1 hour or 2 hours. So it is very, very volatile. If you are trading forex, look at forex or euro dollar. Look at it like a boat, a slow moving boat, and compare Bitcoin like a supersonic jet. You know. That is the difference between their volatility. Okay? So, but now, let us actually demystify how to invest in Bitcoin. Okay? So, we are going to talk about how do we invest. Why Bitcoin? Okay? So, first of all, you know it's a cryptocurrency. It's a form of private electronic money, yeah, whose transactions are validated using cryptography, the science of encrypting and decrypting information. Since its launch in January 2009, it has come to be traded amid the belief that its software enforced cap to 21 million bitcoins. So they are saying that software that they use to mine Bitcoin, the maximum they can mine is 21 million. Think about it. So Bitcoin, the amount of Bitcoin in circulation cannot be more than 21 million. It means, well, whatever the case may be, that is the maximum. So once they've bought the 21 million Bitcoin, that's it. No, you don't have anything to buy. Just like they made only 20 Rolls Royce, right? If they make only 20 Rolls Royce in the world, guess who's going to get those 20 Rolls Royce? The super billionaires, the kings, or the queens of this world. They're going to lay their hands on each of them. Guess how much it's going to cost? It's not going to cost 100,000 US dollar. It's probably going to cost like 100 million US dollar per one, because there's only 20 of them available in the whole world. And we got a lot of rich people. So that is why Bitcoin is so interesting. So also, it has been designed to have limited supply, as we said, right? So, and it cannot be counterfeited. You cannot make the fake of it. It can be stolen, but you cannot make the fake of it. So, as we said, Bitcoin has enjoyed significant longer time price increase. Having worth around $1 at the beginning of 2010, it is worth $50,000 today. So, well, as we said that, there have been problems along the way as well. It's not just all plain sailing, everything okie dokie, going well. Remember, if you follow it in 2017, December 2017, it was about 19,000. It reaches a height of 19,000 in 2017. Just 1 year after that, December the following year, look at 3,000. It fell from 19,000. It was close to 20. It fell from 19,000 to 3,000. Can you imagine? If you spend your $1,000 and bought it in December 2017, your $1,000 will worth something like maybe 150 or less than that in December the following year. So it is not all positive about Bitcoin. It has its own trouble as well. Okay, next thing we are going to talk about is, if you have any question, please don't hesitate to shoot the question. You can shoot the question and I will have a look and I will answer it as we go. And at the end, I will also create time to answer questions. Okay, so what are the modes of investing in Bitcoin? How do we invest in Bitcoin? So first one is that you can simply buy an option, right? You can simply buy an option like a shares, in a public traded Bitcoin trust. Just like shares, they create a fund where a group of shares they put together, or for example FTSE 100 or Dow Jones EFT. So they can create a fund based on Dow Jones that will just monitor Dow Jones and track Dow Jones Industrial Estate, Dow Jones Industrial. So they can do another one for NASDAQ. It will track NASDAQ. So there are funds that track Bitcoin. So you can do that if you like. Or you can invest in Grayscale Bitcoin. This is one of them. And the other one is EFT Group. We have another one called 3IQ. Then CoinShare is another one. And Wisdom Tree is another one. Okay, so these are all trusts and funds. So this is somebody who doesn't want to actually trade Bitcoin themselves. You don't want to go and start trading Bitcoin yourself. You want somebody to trade it for you. So if you are not keen on the idea of actually handling it or owning Bitcoin yourself, so one simple way is to get into Bitcoin is to use this trust and funds. Any of this will do. Let me show you some examples. Okay, let's look at example. I told you 3IQ. 3IQ is one of them. So it's a fund that invests only in Bitcoin. Let's see their returns. So this 3IQ was started, right, April 9, 2020. That is at inception, just about a year ago. In fact, it's less than a year ago. So this particular fund was started in April 2020, and the value then was 9,000. So today, as of March 5, the value is now 55,000. So instead of buying Bitcoin yourself, you just buy this fund. You just go and invest in this fund, and you last year you will have paid 9,000. Not necessarily that you have to pay 9,000. You can buy $1 of it. You can buy $5 of it, but as a percentage. But today, it is now going to worth 55,000. So the fund manager will manage this fund for you, and they will look after it. Okay, that's one. Let me show you another example. Another example is CoinShares. Also, they are all tracker as well. See, Bitcoin tracker. This also is tracking the Bitcoin value. If you look at the return, So 2015, 80% return. Oh no, let's start from the bottom. All right, no, sorry. Let's start from the top. 2015, that's 80% return. 2016, 141% return. 2017, 1,247% return. 2018, now see what happened. Everything tanked. So all this percentage that were going up and up and up, this 1,000 everything dropped by 72%. So it means that they, at the end of 2018, they only have 28% left in the account. And that 28% in 2019, it grew by 98%. 2020, it grew by another 252%. And at the moment, 2021, we're looking at 77%. So this particular fund is listed on Nasdaq Stockholm. Okay, so if you don't want to buy Bitcoin yourself, you can invest in any of these trusts. Okay, right. So we have discussed about the fund and trust. Then other modes of investing in Bitcoin are what they call investment apps, financial and investment apps like PayPal. Do you know that you can invest in PayPal? Any question first before we move on? All right, we still look good, right? So if any question, just hold me back and we'll look at the question. So PayPal is one of the one that started. PayPal just started not that long ago. Can you imagine? You know, so in November 2020, just November last year, PayPal began offering its US customer the capability to buy and sell and make purchases with Bitcoin, along with 3 other cryptocurrencies. So you can trade or you can buy using Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin. So those 3 you can use within PayPal to make purchases. Okay, but it's not just PayPal only, right? PayPal is not the only mainstream app cashing in on the crypto craze. The popular investment app Robinhood is also dealing in the currency now. But let me tell you, first of all, the problem with PayPal, right? The biggest problem for PayPal is that you have to, for Bitcoin generally, you have to open an account and they will have to verify you. And because PayPal, you already have an account with PayPal, it makes it easy for people to just sign up to PayPal and just use Bitcoin. So they don't have to open any wallet or do anything, right? So that is the good thing about the PayPal. But the problem with PayPal is that you can't move your Bitcoin to your own personal wallet, and you can't send it to anybody else. You can only use it within PayPal. Okay, so as we said, Robinhood is another one. Okay, they are also, but they don't charge commission. PayPal does charge commission, and commission for PayPal sometimes about 2 or 3%. Okay, another one is called Square Cash. Okay, it's another platform that includes Bitcoin trading. So the other one is the Swan Bitcoin. Okay, Swan Bitcoin lets user automatically invest in cryptocurrency at a regular interval. Okay, so they charge between 0.99% and 2.29%. Okay, so now you have to think of which method you want to use in investing in Bitcoin. Okay, so we have talked about the first one, trust. You want to do tracker, some company that build trust funds that track the Bitcoin, or you want to invest using things like PayPal, Square Cash. And the last one we are going to talk about is the exchange. You must have heard of crypto exchange. Okay, so the exchange also are there. So one of the main ways of investing in Bitcoin is through the cryptocurrency exchange. Since this option involves directly buying Bitcoin yourself on a dedicated cryptocurrency exchange is recommended for more experienced investors. So it has some certain advantages if you are going straight to the exchange. One of the advantages is a lower fee. As you can see, remember, PayPal charges about 2 to 3%. Look at what the exchange will charge: 0.1, 0.26. Also, the ability to withdraw Bitcoins and download them to another account. This is considered essential by many experienced Bitcoin traders, given that the various high-profile cryptocurrency exchanges have suffered hacks over the years. Most of them, they have suffered hack. So, but if you can download it and save it into your own wallet and save it off-site, it's more secure. Okay. So another one is the Bitstamp and Kraken. They are also kind of platforms that you can use, exchanges that you can use to trade Bitcoin. Okay. So to actually start trading, you'll have to open an account with an exchange. So these exchanges follow very stringent rule. They call it know your customer. So they have to ask for your name. You have to give all your documentation before they open the account for you. They want to prove your identity. Okay. So, and most exchanges have minimum deposit requirement. So just like Forex broker, they will ask you for a minimum deposit. So you can see other exchanges include Coinbase, Binance, Gemini. Okay. So that is 3 main ways to invest in Bitcoin. 3 ways. If you look at the exchange, this is the exchange. We look at the apps, and then we look at the funds. Okay. Now, let me give you some very few tips that can help, when investing in Bitcoin. First of all, keep it safe. Despite the fact that Bitcoin is over a decade old, it remains relatively immature asset. So, the exchange will continue to suffer occasional hack, even today. Since Bitcoin do not exist in physical form, seasoned Bitcoin investors store them in a digital wallet. A hardware wallet is a handheld. So you have different type of security or safe. You have the digital safe and you have the physical safe. So it's always good to have one of those and save your Bitcoin, because if you don't save it and you leave it on the internet, it is easily hacked. And once they get your number, right, the hash tag or hash number, that is it, they will decode what your Bitcoin is. All right. So you should try and plan doing all the investment from a secure internet connection. It's not advisable for you to go, say, for example, a public Wi-Fi network, and then you want to transact your Bitcoin trades over the internet in a public place. Okay. Another thing you can do is to start very small and increase gradually. Okay. So given the short history and its still highly unpredictable behavior, it's usually wise to keep your initial investment in Bitcoin relatively limited. Even experienced investors have allocated just a single-digit percentage. Even the experienced people in big investors, they only use a little percentage of their capital to trade Bitcoin. Other thing you should take note is taxes. Taxes, Bitcoin is subject to tax, just like any other investment. So even though it's a currency, it is considered to be an asset. It's a currency rather than money. So it's subject to the same tax treatment as other ones. And last that I will advise is to have a buy and hold mentality. So unless you are prepared to watch the market daily, every day you want to watch the market. You want to see when it turns MACD changes or when the moving average crossover. Better to have a buy and hold mentality. That is, you should just buy it, invest in Bitcoin. It should be done in a long-term format. So you have a long-term horizon, like a year, 2 years, 3 years, something like that. But if you want to trade it, you want to do like day trading, you can still try that. But because of the way it is very volatile, yeah. Well, for example, let me give you an example, right? The currency tanked, that is, it fell by 50% in 2 days in March. I think March last year or so. In 2 days, it fell by 50%. Can you imagine if you are day trading and you just started trading and the Bitcoin fell 50% on the day you started? But you know what happened? It recovered. It recovered back. So if you are a long-term person and you have enough capital to not to get a margin call, you will recover because it's a long-term horizon. You have a long-term view of the of your investment. Okay. So summary. Okay, so the summary of the whole thing is that the investment outlook for Bitcoin is very bright. It's had an exciting 2020. 2021 has started very, very well. 2021, it has hit the high of 58,000. There's a lot of predictions on the internet. Some analysts, they have called different numbers. Some have called 75,000 by the end of this year. Some have called more than that.